Hi crochet friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Stefania and today I'm going to take you through the process of making this pillow. I won't spoil the final reveal yet, you'll just have to wait till the end of this video. It's been a really long process making this pillow. It took me over a month to crochet. I meant to do some more check-ins throughout the process, but I ended up just taking some short clips. So I'll share those clips with you in this video as I talk about the process and what I've been up to this last month. If you like this kind of video, make sure you hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel and want to join this creative community, hit the subscribe button as well. You may notice all of the flowers in my background. Each one represents one of my subscribers. If you'd like a specific color of flower to represent you, leave a comment in the comments below letting me know what color you'd like to be. With all of that being said, let's jump back to about a month ago when I started this project. I started this project shortly after releasing my pattern inspiration video of different pillows that I'd like to make for my space. I couldn't decide on just one pillow that I wanted to make from the list, so I decided to combine many of those pillows into a project of my own. I really loved the cute flower pillow by Tfwcrochet and the petal pillow by Patterns, so I decided to combine these two to be the ends of my pillow. I also really loved the boho bolster pillow by Amy Gunderson in terms of the shape of the pillow, but I thought I would design my own pixel pattern to play around with the color work. As I mentioned in the pillow inspiration video, I'm also really drawn to different textures, so I thought that I would try incorporating different textures into some of the stripes of my bolster. I started off by making the end of the pillow, increasing until I got the size diameter that I wanted. I didn't have that solid of a plan, so I decided to just improvise as I went on. While working on this part of the project, I watched Ashbentley's video titled, "I Made You Unspeakable Horrors, Please Respond." In her video, she detailed the process of making this cursed jester costume. I really appreciate how she makes projects that she wants to make, and how she follows through with these creative urges even when they get difficult. Just as I was getting started with this project, some of life's difficulties found me. I won't go into details, but July was a very difficult month for me mentally. Having this project to work on gave me a creative outlet, but filming check-in clips as I had planned fell away. I settled on taking short, silent clips to at least try to document my process. To further support myself through the mentally difficult times, I decided to only watch content that would uplift and inspire me. Typically, I mix in some commentary videos or current event content. However, especially in a difficult mental state, I recognize the importance of choosing options that will uplift me rather than play into that. So I made the choice to seek out some fellow creatives to find some inspiration. As you can see in this clip, once the end of the pillow was made, I crocheted a chain of flower petals and sewed it onto the end. This was a lot easier than messing with the color changes within the circle, and I loved the texture it created. I then started working on the body of the pillow. I wanted to include lots of texture, so I decided that each row between the sections of colorwork, I would try out different stitch patterns. In this first white section, I included some bobble stitches. After that, I designed my first colorwork stripe. I used some graph paper to map out a leafy vine design, and then worked on a small flower pattern. I crocheted these two designs onto my pillow with white stripes featuring alternating back loop and front loop stitches. After that, I did a white stripe using the moss stitch before the next row of colorwork. I decided I wanted my colorwork stripes to coordinate with the colors of the rainbow, so I started with these red flowers. I found this design online by searching for some pixelated flowers. I found a pattern I liked, copied it into my notebook, and changed the colors to fit my vision. I was really liking how the process was going, and choosing to watch inspiring YouTube videos in the background helped to uplift my mood. One channel I always find to be inspiring is MumboJumbo. He's a Minecraft YouTuber and a member of the Hermitcraft server. I've been watching this server for over 10 years at this point, and it's really cool to see how the members have all grown in their craft. In this Mumbo video, he took a different approach to Minecraft and decided to show off his skills as a photographer. I was super inspired by this unique approach and really love something he said about another one of my favorite server members, BOO.
Now we have B-dubs. Naturally pretty terrified of this one because the man builds like he's painting. There is nobody who operates like B-dubs. He approaches Minecraft in such a different way, it is crazy. Look at this forest. It is just so lovely. Everywhere I look is nice, look at that! Actually gets me angry. That's so ridiculous. I do firmly believe that B-dubs isn't even playing Minecraft anymore. He is using Minecraft as just a creative engine. So this was the first composition, and I gotta say, I do like it. I've just popped out of the forest and stumbled into this frame, and I think this is very pretty. This is extremely pretty. Ooh, yeah, how do I want this lit? That is lovely. And it has rendered into an incredibly beautiful painting.
This video was a reminder to take a new approach to your craft once in a while, and to look to your peers for inspiration. You never know where your next great idea will come from. After the stripe of red flowers, I decided that I also wanted to include some mushrooms in my pillow design. So I sketched out my own repeating pattern to follow with these little mushrooms. I forgot to take any clips of this section, or the following yellow flowers, but we're here now. For the green stripe, I decided once again to design my own leafy vine pattern to follow. I took some inspiration from some pixelated leaves I found online, but made some tweaks to make it my own and include leaves of different scales. I sketched out this pattern in my graph paper notebook where I keep all my color work ideas and designs. As I worked on this process, I continued to seek out inspiring content. I was recommended a video by Dorian titled Get In Loser, We're Making Patchwork Pants.
I tell you what's up with me. I am still so deep in jester mode. Like so deep in jester mode.
I really appreciated their unashamed dedication to their personal style and loved the whimsy in these fun pants. The pants wouldn't fit my personal style, but I was definitely inspired to add more whimsy to my wardrobe. Keep an eye out for a future video where I plan on doing just that. I also watched a video by TheStitchery titled Low Barrier to Entry Crafts You Should Try. I've recently really been appreciating her content and how she, again, makes projects that really speak to her. In this video, she talks about different crafts that anyone could easily pick up and try out.
Sketch the things that you're observing with a pencil stub. Use leftover project paint to create anthropomorphic vegetables on your bedroom wall. Because yes, as I learned in a college drawing course, painting is drawing.
This plays into my personal philosophy that everyone has an inner artist, many just don't take the time to practice being creative.
I truly believe that everyone is creative, and there is so much joy to be had from making stuff with our hands. So go forth and be crafty. I think the thing that stops a lot of us from using some form of drawing as a creative outlet is the inability to decide what to draw. It's not even so much the fear that our drawing won't look good. It's this like literal hitting a wall when it comes to making our hand move. I would highly recommend examining that blockage very purposefully and coming up with actual solutions rather than letting it just float around continuing to rain on your drawing desire parade.
It was a lovely video to watch while I was also participating in the self-care activity of making something with my own two hands. During the pillow making process, I also watched rachelmaksy's redoing my bad DIYs. At the start, she planned on redoing 2 major DIY projects, but in the course of the video, she ran out of time and had to reduce the scope of the project.
Is this the world's most underwhelming reveal? Because it's almost exactly the same as what it was before. Listen. I'm trying to be nicer to myself. Quite excited to finish the rock wall and do the giant tree in its own separate video. In the long run, I think it makes a lot more sense. At least she got a little sneak peek of the process of making the rock wall.
She ended up retiling her bathroom, and while it didn't have a huge visual difference, it was nice to see a creative revisit their earlier work and update it. It was a nice reminder that even though we make something one way, there's nothing stopping us from changing it in the future if it no longer fits our vision. I also appreciate how she pivoted the scope of her project midway to better fit her timeline and her abilities. I also wanted to shout out the Faded Wildflower Crochets video. I tried the top 3 patterns on Ravelry and Meet My New Kitten.
I got a comment somewhat recently saying you really should just stop reviewing Dollar Tree or Five Below crochet kits. They always turn out terribly. Why are you wasting your time? Instead, why don't you feature some real crochet designers?
I love that she heard her community's feedback that they were tired of her trying bad crochet kits and wanted to see her review some actual creators. She made 3 projects that were out of her usual comfort zone, and they all turned out really lovely. I try not to let other crochet creators influence my content, but this sounded like a fun idea. So let me know in the comments what kind of project you might want to see me make in the future. I made some good progress on the green leaves before calling it for the evening. The next day, I finished off the green section, crocheted another textured white stripe, and started on the blue flowers. The green leaves were in the middle of the pillow, so I was officially more than halfway done. I was starting to see just how large the pillow was going to be, and it was exciting to see it start to come together. I finished off the section of blue flowers, then it was time to add some purple mushrooms. I reversed the pattern of the orange mushrooms so that they are mirror images of each other. I'm not sure anyone would be able to spot this detail by just looking at the pillow, but you and I will know. While working on these rows, I again sought out more inspiring content. I clicked on HalfAsleepChris's video, Me and Bella Are in a Lego Film. His content is kid-friendly and often features his cats and lots of stop animation. Watching this video reminded me just how much I love stop animation. I've played around with adding some stop animation to my videos, but seeing his process sparked that idea to try to add more. At this point in my pillow project, it was too late to incorporate any stop animation, so I'll park that inspiration for the next project I work on. After the purple mushrooms and another white texture stripe, it was time for some pink flowers to finish off the rainbow stripes. Meanwhile, I watched laurakampf's video, Why I Made My Logo with No Technology. I really love watching Laura's content. She's an incredibly talented maker who focuses on turning trash into treasure and building a strong creator community. Especially nowadays, seeing many people rely on AI to think and create for them, it's refreshing to see a fellow creative completely reject this.
This is not the statement of my life. This is just today. And I'm really happy with today's result.
I loved seeing her process of designing a logo for her creative collective space and how easy the creative process can be if you let go of perfectionism. To continue mirroring the start of the pillow, next was another stripe of rainbow flowers with a tan background. In the initial tan stripe, the flowers were very close to each other, and the design kind of blended together. So I made a slight modification for this row, removing some of the flowers so that they could be spread out a bit more. This left room for a vine and allowed the flowers to be more easily identified. Even though they won't be a mirror image of the first stripe, I'm really glad I made this change and let go of some of my own perfectionism. Finally, it was time to add the final leafy vine section, and one more section of white texture. My pillow was nearly complete, or at least the crocheted part was nearly complete. I still needed to make the other end cap for the other end of the pillow, add more flower petals, and I decided to add a yellow circle to add a more 3D effect to the center of those flowers. Even though I haven't done a ton of check-ins during the process of making the pillowcase, it's finally done. Here's one of the ends. I'm going to crochet it onto the rest of the case once the insert is inside. And here is the rest of the pillow. I'm thrilled with how this turned out. It took so many hours, but I'm glad that I stuck with it and brought my vision to life. I've got my custom-made empty pillowcase to go inside my crocheted pillow, and a trash bag full of fabric scraps. So let's combine these and finish making the pillow part of this pillow project. So that's the pillow stuffed and ready to go inside of my crocheted cover. It's a little floppier than I intended it to be, but I ran out of fabric scraps and I did not have any hand strength to cut up any more. I'm really excited to finally be at the stage to see my pillow come together. Now all that's left is to put the pillow inside of the case, crochet the top closed, and show the final results. So without further ado, after countless hours, my pillow project is finally complete. I'm so absolutely proud of how this project turned out, so let's jump into some glamour shots. Thanks for watching till the end of the video. If you liked this video, make sure you leave a like and share it with someone who you think would also enjoy it. That's the best way to tell the algorithm that more people need to see the video. If you're interested in learning how to crochet color changes mid-row, I'll include a link to my tutorial in the description below. If you want any other details about how I made any of these rows, feel free to leave a comment. This was such a long process to make this pillow. I cannot believe that I'm finally done with it. It took a lot of work physically and mentally during this whole process, and I'm glad that I can finally put this chapter behind me. And this pillow behind me. I'm really proud of myself for sticking with this project even through the difficulties. And I'm also proud that I gave myself grace to delay this video until I felt it was ready. Part of me wanted to split the process into multiple videos, but since I hadn't been making check-ins since the beginning, I felt like multiple videos just wouldn't have the same feel to it. But at the end of the day, I'm really proud of what I've made, and I hope that you've enjoyed watching the process. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!